Hi everyone, my name is Risha. Today is the 18th of August 2024. I'll be going over my weekly prediction for SPY. As usual, I'll be going over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts, and then I'll switch over to the Excel sheet where we'll review last week's prediction and go over this one in more detail. Now for last week, I didn't make the video for it, but I have the predictions noted down with their appropriate profits and losses, and I will be mentioning them to you as we go through. Now, before getting into this video, it's important to make the disclaimer that all information here is completely educational, and therefore it is important to conduct your own analysis, whatever analysis that may be, to ensure that you're comfortable with the risk, reward, and trading style, as you may not be with mine. As such, use this video as its purpose, which is to be an educational log and rationale behind all of my predictions. So with that out of the way, let's get into this video. Monthly charts we can see have changed quite a bit, as it went from this very red candle to at this point looking almost like a dragonfly doji. And I know, although that doesn't matter at the market top, it's very interesting how much the market has actually rebounded in one of the best weeks in Wall Street history. RSI is just rising. These indicators are still showing, well, except for this one, I guess, because technically we made a very large low, but typically all of these are going up. ADX is going up, DMI is still above, which shows that we are still in an uptrend. Volume, again, still very concerning, completely diverging from price. Therefore, we can say with very high confidence that, again, still this is pretty weak, although this has only been half the month, so we do need to wait. But this isn't looking to be a particular volume spike or anything of the sort, so we are fine as of now. So with that out of the way, that's monthly charts. Now let's move to the weekly charts. Let me change this here. Okay, so this right here, 2 weeks ago, well, yeah, I guess 1 week ago technically, was this candlestick pattern here, which is a almost textbook bullish counterattack. And as such, last week the prediction was almost immediately just take a buy position, which will make sense when we go to the Excel sheet. But for this week, we can see we had another very strong green bodied candle. However, it was on very low volume comparative to previous weeks, and that is something to be a little wary of, and that's why we will be having an arbitrary value of around 556 as the resistance, and the low of this candle would just be the support. So with that out of the way, we can see that the RSI, again, it had started to go down. However, we see that it is now, again, this right here is starting to tilt back up, and that is because, we did make a higher high, and this was technically a lower low, but then we also had an update, and as such, we had to keep that in mind. DMI, we can see that the ADX is actually going down when this started to go up. However, the blue line is actually above and has crossed the this kind of double intersection here is something to watch out for, since it typically indicates a confused market. However, with the news, and if you are following the market, you would be pretty aware that there's largely a very high bullish sentiment in the market right now, and that's what we can gather from the weekly charts. Daily charts show this in even more detail. this was the dreaded day. This is how much the market fell, and then we rebounded all the way up, and that is actually very strong. However, the scary part of all of this is volume. This day here was very significant, huge gap down. Actually, this right here is pretty much an island candle, but you can see how drastically the volume declined, and it was declining throughout these last 2 weeks. RSI is going up, of course. Blue line has now crossed the yellow line, so that actually indicates that we are now in more of a bullish environment. However, ADX is going down. So there's conflicting signs everywhere. And let me switch this to the SPY one. Last week we made a profit of around 2.3%. You can look through this if you want. And this is the prediction for last week. For this week, we will wait and buy when it crosses 557. I'm sorry, I might have mentioned 556 earlier in the video, but it was 557. And we'll sell when it falls below 530.95 with a target of 1% and a trailing stop loss. If neither are hit, then we will just close on Friday. Weekly trend is up, monthly trend is up. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.